Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, and thanks for stopping by and watching. In this spray paint art video, I'll be trying out the Dope Supreme spray paint to see what it's like for spray paint art. So the Dope Supreme is Dope's highest price spray paint in their range. It comes in a 400ml can and has a dual pressure valve system for high and low pressure output. It also comes with a stock cap that sprays up to 4cm lines. The lacquer base is Alkyd and it has a semi-gloss finish, and there are around 61 colours in the range, and the price per can may vary depending on what country you live in. In the UK it's around £3.95 a can, and the colours I'll be using are baby blue, signal blue, white and black. Right, before I go any further, I'd just like to say these are my own thoughts and findings about how well the Dope Supreme spray paint works for making spray paint art. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is a cap test to see how the cap sprays. So I'll be using the stock cap that comes with the cans in this video, which is a cap that sprays up to 4cm lines. And I'll be doing a cap test on a 4-inch wide piece of glossy card. Right then, before you use these cans, make sure you give them a good shake for at least 2 minutes each. And then when you get them, there'll be a plastic cap on them like this. This is only there to protect the cap so it doesn't spray everywhere while in transit. So I'm going to be using the black for the cap test. This is the first time I've used Dope Supreme spray paint. Just move out of the way. So give the cans a good shake. I'm just going to spray to let some of the paint through. And then, like I said, I'm going to do a cap test on this piece of glossy card here. So the cap produced a finish line about 2 inches wide, and it also didn't let much paint out, which is good. Now with the cap test out of the way, I'm going to see what it's like to paint with. So for this space painting, I'll be using glossy card, which is A2 in size. I'll also be using some lids for the stencils. These are off food tubs, just the lids, round lids. I'm going to be using a palette knife to sign my work with. I'm going to use a metal paint scraper. This is a different size one than the other videos, a bit bigger. I'm going to be using this food tub with a hole in the middle, just like a cone shape. I'm going to be using some plastic sheets. These are from a bag that I've cut up, so it's easier to use. These are going to be used for a texture. Right then, I'll just take these caps off these cans before I start. Oh, so obviously where above these cans they put a different cap on here, so I'm not going to be using this one, so I'll put that to one side. So I'm down to 3 caps on here, so I'll have to swap them between each one. Right then, the first thing we'll do is do the planet outlines. So I think I'll have a planet here and a planet there. I'm going to use the lighter blue to give it a good shake, and then just going to spray to bring the colour through the cap. Right, and then just spray around the lids for your outline. I quite like this valve system. Press your light, gives you a nice, not much paint comes out, it's good. And the cap's working well, I like that. Right, now we've done the outline, we'll take the lids off. Put them to one side for now. So now what we'll do, we'll fill the insides of the outlines in with some colour. So dark blue first. I think I'll do a bit of light blue, first. Bit of spitting out of the cap. Oh, just a bit more light blue there. This one seems alright. I just need to clean it off a bit. Oh, my finger could have been in the way a bit, my glove. I'll try it again in a minute. Right, so we'll get a black. Put some black at the back. And like I said, I've got to swap the caps around. Bit of white. Right, now we'll get the material you're using to make your texture with. Like I said, I'm going to use this plastic sheet. It's a bag that I've cut up, so it's easier for me to use. And we'll just place it over the top, give it a rub, a light rub, and then peel it off to make your texture on the planet. I quite like the texture on that one, so I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm going to add the highlights and shadows to this planet. So let's see how well it's for misting. Just going to give this cap a clean, I think. This is one that I'm going to be swapping around, so it's going to have more of a build up on the cap where the paint comes out. Right, let's see what it's like for misting. Quite like that, gives you a night mist there. Now a bit of shadow on the back side of the planet. I'll do on that one. Right, now move on to a bigger one. We're going to get the I think dark blue first. Just put a bit of dark blue there. And then quite like this valve system. You press it light, not much comes out. Press it hard and you get a nice flow of paint. Might just add a bit of dark blue in places. And then add the black and the white to it. A bit of spitting off the cap here, so you get a bit of build up here on the cap there, so when you spray it, it's spitting a bit. Might just have to keep cleaning the caps, stop it spitting. Right, so we'll get the material we're using for texture. Give it a bit of a crunch up. We'll place it on the sheet. Then give it a slight rub. Quite like these colours, these two blue colours, I quite like them. Bright, nice colours. So now we'll do the highlights and shadows on this planet. So I'm going to give this cap a clean again. And then lightly press it. I do like the way it mists. And then we'll get the black. Right then, that's the highlights and shadows done. So now I'm going to put the lid stencils back on. But ideally you want the paint to be dry before putting the lid stencils on, because the lid stencils might dig into the wet paint and then leave rings on your planets where the lids were sitting. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and place the lid stencils on while the paint is still wet. So I'll get this one first. Put it on your planet, your texture where it's going. So I'll have that one there. And then this one. I'm going to have there. See, the paint's still wet there when I put these on. So now we'll move on to the background. I'm going to do a bit of colour first. Put a bit there. So you press the cap lightly and it just comes out nice. Press it down harder and it gives you a nice flow of paint, nice coverage. Then a bit of darker blue. So each spin a bit, see all the build up there of this, the paint. So just give it a clean. Keep your nozzle where the paint comes out clean, and shouldn't get much spitting. See, it stopped spitting now. It's because I'm swapping the caps over, so there's going to be more of a build up of paint. Then I get the black. I'm just going to cover this part up with black first. A nice flow there, not coming out nice. So you just press it lightly, gives a nice coverage of paint. Quite like this valve system and this cap on these cans. Apart from the spitting, but just as long as you wipe the caps and and get rid of the build up on the caps, they work alright. So I'll just get another piece of plastic sheeting, crunch it up a bit and just place it on there. Just do a bit of like a galaxy or some stuff in the background. That'll do for that part. And then same down here. Crunch paper, we'll just place on, same as doing a texture on your planets. Well, I might just go back there and just so I'm liking how that's looking at the moment. So now with the black, we'll fill the rest of the background in black. Just spray a bit of light around your lid stencil so you don't get any leaking underneath. Got quite good control on this valve system. When you press the cap lightly, only a bit comes out. When you want more and you press the cap down like harder, quite a lot comes out, which is good. Not too much, just enough to fill it. Quite like that, nice coverage on there. So that's the black done, so I'm going to go back to this blue. Just clean this cap again. I'm just going to do a bit of misting with it. So a bit of mist in here. I quite like how that's misted. And that nice bright blue there. Go back to this baby blue, I think. Just do a quick line down the middle. Quite like that, that's nice. So I think what I'm going to do is going to put a colourful star in the middle, I think. So I'm going to use a darker blue first. I'm going to stand about here, about 2 foot up from the painting, the can. I'm just going to spray it onto a sheet. So it gives you like a colourful star. Same with the lighter blue. This time get a bit closer. Then you spray it on top so you still got a darker blue behind it. There was a bit of spitting off the cap, but like I said, I think that's because I'm swapping the caps all round. So now we've got the middle of a star there. I'm going to get a metal paint scraper. I'm going to put some white lines in it with the white paint. So what you want to do when we're doing this, you want to spray the white here somewhere in the middle, so if you overspray you're making the lines. So we're going to put the lines in. Normally I'd put this scraper on the painting, so then the white bounces off the scraper and goes straight onto the painting. But for this, because the background's still wet, I'm just going to hold it about ½ an inch above the painting. Gonna have to get a bit closer, I think. So just remember about the build up of paint on your scraper. Just keep an eye on that. If you get too much, just wipe it off. It doesn't hurt wiping it off every single time you do this. And just remember, there's no rush when you're painting. Just take your time and enjoy it. Right, so I'll come over and do the next one. See, because I sprayed too much on it and it ran off. And then I've got these big white dots now on the painting. So I'm going to leave them so I can cover them up, I think. So that's because I sprayed too much onto the scraper and it's just run straight off onto your painting. Gonna have to get a bit closer, I think. There's a nice line there. Because I've never used these paints before, I don't really know how the pressure on the cans and caps and stuff like that. So it's all like a learning curve for me, using these different cans, different brands of cans. Like, because every spray paint brand is different. Like different pressures, the caps are different, they work differently. So it just takes a bit of practice and learning things. So I'm going to leave that like that, I think. Yeah, I like how that's looking. Not too fond about these white spots, but I could most probably cover one of them up. So I'm just going to try spray with white just as a dot before I do the middle of a star. I think it might be alright. I don't want too much to come out, you see. I just want a bit of white in the middle. See, if you press too hard, you're gonna hide all the blue behind the back. So all I'm gonna do is try and do it and press it lightly. So. See, you've got quite a lot of white paint come out of there. I don't really like how that's turned out that, but let's just first go. It's trial and error. So now we've got a bit of a more whiter blob in the middle. I'm going to do these lines a bit brighter, I think, so. Like I said, just take your time and just practice. And just getting used to whichever cans you choose to use. So as you can see, I keep wiping this off. It takes longer, but I don't want these all. Don't want any more of these white dots all on the painting. So I think that'll do for that star. I'm not that happy with the middle of it, the white, but for a first go, I think it looks alright. I like the colour behind it. The blue coming through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some smaller stars for painting. So what you want to do is spray some white onto your fingers here. So when you end up something like this, the white on your fingers, and then what you want to do is flick it away from the painting a couple of times before flicking it onto your sheet, and then just flick the rest onto a sheet to make your stars. It's up to you how many stars you put in your painting. You can put as many or as little as you want. So quite like that, so I'm going to leave that many stars in there. So now I'm going to use this, the cone shaped food tub, to do some bigger stars. So I'll just do a couple of white ones first, I think. So put one here. One there. Couple there. Put one here. So like that. Now what I'm going to try and do is, I think I might just put a bit of blue on this one here. Like a bigger blue star there. I'm going to leave that one there, that white one. Put a blue one there. Blue one there. I'll just put a darker blue one up here, up the top. You could always, if you wanted, get the white. Just gonna clean it off the cap. You could always get the white, go a bit closer and put a white in the middle of it, in the colours. Just put a white one there, I think. Right, so I quite like the way that's looking now. Right, so there are all the stars added. I'm not too keen about the star, the middle of the star there. But like I said, it's just getting used to the pressure and how far to press the cap down and everything. I'm going to leave it like that. You could go back and build it back up with the colours, the light blues and that, and redo the star. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like that. So now all the background's done. I'm going to take the lid stencils off. So I'm going to take this one off first. So it's a bit stuck, but just take your time when lifting it off. Just got that one there. I like the texture on that, I like that planet. And then this big one, this might be the same. Just take your time when lifting it. I like how that one's turned out. So I really like how these planets have turned out. I like the texture on them, and the colours are nice colours. But you can just see round this one here, you can just see the ring round it in places where the lid's dug into the paint slightly and left a ring on the planet. Right then, that's the painting finished. So the last thing I'll do is sign it. So I'm going to sign it here with my palette knife. So I think the Dope Supreme worked well for spray paint art. The stock cap that came with the can works really well and didn't let too much paint out. The caps were spitting a bit. This could have been down to me swapping them over or not being used to the cap, as this was the first time me using the Dope Supreme spray paint. If I was going to use a Dope Supreme spray paint for spray paint art, then I would just use a stock cap, as it worked really well. The paint took a bit longer to dry than some other brands, which wasn't a problem. Sometimes it can be a good thing. The dual pressure valve system gave a good control over how much paint came out when pressing the cap down with different pressures. It may just take a bit of practice getting used to the pressure and how far to press the cap down when doing different things. But overall, I enjoy painting with a Dope Supreme spray paint and liked how the painting has turned out, apart from the middle of the big star. And I found it nice to use, and the colours I used were nice and bright. And also, just remember to take your time, enjoy while you're painting, and let each layer stage dry before moving on to the next. So I'll just give you a closer look at the painting. So I hope you found the information in this video helpful and enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for stopping by and watching. I hope to see you all in the next spray paint art video. Have a great day, take care, and bye for now.